877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Bill Grande.
We're at new record highs, posting nice gains for the month, but I mean, what's new for this juggernaut of a market? Could a correction actually come this fall? I mean, we haven't had one in about 18 months.
In a correction, 18 months. We haven't had a 5% pullback in almost 200 and I think it's now 98 or 99 days. Welcome to Phil's Gang, coast to coast around the country, off the Wall Street Radio Network. You know, I'm just noticing, I'm watching on TV here on the business channel, Fox, and they got all the Taliban now. They're in our uniforms. They're in our uniforms, using our weapons, our uniforms. God, it makes you sick to your stomach, doesn't it? If I was a financial show, I would give you my opinion. But I'm not. I'm not. I'm going to give you my opinion anyways, but it makes me sick to my stomach. But I won't. I'll let Hannity do that. Hannity can do that, but Hannity can't do what I do. Make sure you're all right with your finances, because this is going to affect the stock market. You can believe it. One of the biggest things we look at when we invest in stocks is consumer confidence. That's huge. That's huge. When consumer confidence goes down, housing goes down. We see it all the time. Look, I've been on this earth, not in the earth, on this earth for 75 years. And I've been in this market for over 51 years, actually 52 years. And I can tell you, I've been through a lot of these. And it's, you lose the confidence of that consumer, it takes this market right down. But also, I want to discuss something else. These people, you got to stop listening to these people on the fake business news network. They're not giving you good guidance. You know, not one of them has said or told the truth. That if you take a look at the difference between the .com crash and where we are today, they're similar, scary. Similar. And it's very scary. But there's a difference. And I'm going to go over that with you so you know what we're heading for. The difference is $22 trillion in stimulus. That makes a difference. That's called life support. Now, going back to the .com days, we have since replaced the 5 million day traders who lost all their money. Do you know that when they started with the bringing out all the companies public, I forgot what date it was. I have it here somewhere. I'll find it for you. But within in a 3-month period, the market just, soared, went nuts, went crazy. And it was estimated that 5,000 people a day were quitting their job and doing day trading. That's how nuts it was. That's how nuts it was. But let's get back to what's the difference. Well, remember, as I said, when the market crashed in 2008, our owners linked the stock market to financial engineering, called stimulus, called QE, called stock buybacks. They did that on purpose to create massive inflation to increase their wealth, the wealth of the top 1/100th of 1% and the top 1%. That was done on purpose. For the wealthy to become more wealthy, they need inflation. It kills Main Street, but it makes a lot of money for them, inflation, because it inflates their assets. Printing of money inflates the assets they hold on to. I don't care if it's artwork, jewelry, expensive housing, the assets they have. That's how they get richer and the poor get poorer. You've always heard that. Rich get richer, poor get poor, because the richer who has all these assets, their wealth keeps going up. And Main Street, they become poor because they don't have assets. Their only asset really is their wages. That's their biggest asset, their job. Most have their houses already mortgaged up to the brim. So when we had that crash in 2008, to benefit Main Street, what they should have done is let the economy go into a recession. Recessions are painful, but they're good because you get rid of the massive debt. Not only individuals, but corporations, even the banks. You get rid of that massive debt. And then you come out of that recession, you're maybe in for 8 months, and you come out of that recession like a shotgun. Immediately you get new job creation, 300, 400,000 a month. Then it tapers off down to about 150,000 a month. But getting rid of that debt is critical. But our owners made the decision who control the Federal Reserve, remember, they decided to leave the banks, even our government and our corporations, insolvent. Most of them were insolvent. See, the idea of a recession is to get rid of the insolvent banks and get rid of the insolvent corporations and reward the best companies. Take the assets from the bad banks, give them to the good banks. Take the assets from the bad corporations, give them to the good corporations, and you get that recession, start rebuilding. And that way you get jobs and Main Street benefits. Because now all these companies are plowing money into their companies for business investment. So to start producing. Productivity is what made us a great nation. But they decided, no, we don't want productivity. Let's switch. Let's switch. No productivity. Let's print money and just have a monetary policy of printing and spending. And that benefits the wealthy. It's called life support, monetization of debt, all that. Now, the big difference, going back to the dot-com days, okay, is that when the economy started to slow, back between 2000 and 2002, everybody started to run to trading, these dot-coms. And the large institutions, the Wall Street hedge funds, the banks, individuals, they all started to go towards these speculative stocks. Because remember, we had this dot-com, this disaster. I mean, it was one big speculative bubble that ran between 1995 and 2001. Remember, the dot-com crash was triggered. And this is where we're almost the same where we are today. The dot-com crash was triggered by the rise and fall of technology stocks. Now what happened was people went crazy. The consumer went in and started to buy these dot-com stocks because every day, remember, we finished switching over from a manufacturing economy. Wall Street no longer wanted a manufacturing economy. They outsourced everything. Instead of a manufacturing economy, they wanted a financial economy. And they saw everything they saw with the dot-com, all this new technology and dot-com and all, they saw a big opportunity here. And what they saw is they could take companies and bring them public within 30, 60, 90 days, which usually takes 5 to 10 years. Now explain what happened when I get back and why we're so close to to what happened in the dot-com as we are today.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at thephilsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from. All that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day? That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026.
Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market is still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Now remember, join my gang free for 10 days. You get my color-coded chart free. It tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, when to run like hell. But best of all, it gives you the ability when the market starts going down or your stock starts going down, which it's going to, you can make money on the way down. Remember, 401ks, they don't allow you to sell stocks short. And most people don't sell stocks short because they're scared. Wall Street made sure you are scared. They don't want you to short stocks. They don't make money. Crazy. And right now, I told you, as these yields continue to go between 135 basis points and 125 basis points, that we got a teeter-totter. One day, the big tech stocks will go up when yields are low, and then when they move yields back up, they come down, and then the banks go up. So you got this teeter-totter. And as I've been telling my members, let's just stay in the S&P. Stay in the S&P 500 stocks. Because we haven't had a pullback in almost 298 days now, even 5%. So let's just stay in the S&P. And the beautiful thing about the S&P, what's driving the entire S&P, which is also bad, I'm getting into that next, is we have 6 stocks. Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Google. That drives the entire S&P. Without those, you know, this latest 113% rally that we had from March 2020 after the crash from February to March 2020, that 31% crash. From there, in the next 12 months, the market went up 113%. You know why? Because of the same 6 stocks. If you pulled those 6 stocks out, the market would only have gone up, instead of would have gone up less than 30%. 30%. In other words, they contributed, I should say, 25% to 30% towards that 113%. You pull those out, we'd be down 25, 30% from where we are now. Now let's go back to the dot-com. What are we learning from the dot-com that will help us to identify when this market's going to crash? Well, first of all, if you go back, when the geniuses decided to export everything, jobs, machinery, everything to China, and they decided that they're going to change from an economy of productivity, which made our country terrific and great and number one, they decided to go into the economy based on a financial economy. That's what they want, because what they saw is the moon, the stars, the light, the sun, all come out together. Everything came together, beautiful. And they saw this new industry called dot-com industry, the internet industry. It was at that time when they started to do the internet industry, they didn't have enough stocks for people to buy. Everybody wanted to be in this craze to dot-com. You can give that credit to Kramer and CNBC, the biggest scam they're running. They'd bring out a stock in the morning, it's $5. They pumped that stock up, be $100 in the afternoon. People went nuts. It was the biggest scam in the world. Thanks to Kramer and CNBC, and they're on fire. Everything's on fire. Remember that? Bartaroma, everything's on fire. So the problem was, for the market, because we were getting rid of our manufacturing stocks. Manufacturing was gone. Those stocks weren't doing well. And all of a sudden the dot-coms came on. And just everything lined up perfect. And everybody wanted these dot-com stocks. Companies were going public. It would take a company usually 5 to 10 years before you can bring your company public. I know, I brought 2 of them public. It takes 5 to 10 years. When that happened, they didn't have, and there's such a boom. There's such a cry for dot-com stocks. There wasn't enough dot-com stocks. There was too much money, but there wasn't enough stock to buy. So they were bringing companies public within 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, companies that didn't even have profits. They didn't even have anything to sell. Some company, just because it had a sexy dot-com name, the stock would go up from 5 o'clock in the morning when it came public to 50 in the afternoon. They didn't have anything to sell them. They didn't have no product. It went crazy. So what happened? Well, finally, towards the end, all these stocks were ridiculous. In fact, if you take on the first day of trading in January 2000, the NASDAQ was at 452. Just 8 weeks later, the NASDAQ peaked 1,035% to a record intraday high of 5,132 because there wasn't enough stocks. People were going crazy. But these stocks, these companies, they were ridiculous. No profits. So finally, at the end of the day, all these bad companies started to fall off. All these people were losing money. And at the end of the day, there was just a handful of companies that were driving the whole stock market. There wasn't enough diversity. That was the problem. Listen to what I'm saying. There was only 5 stocks, Cisco, Intel, Walmart, Microsoft, GE, contributing 18% towards the S&P market cap. So if you take the value, I think it was around, now it's 21 trillion. But back then, they were 18% of the S&P market cap. 6 stocks and 5 stocks. Are you nuts? That's why it crashed. Now, where are we today? Let's bring it forward. Today, we have 6 stocks. Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Google, which is 25%. We're in worse shape today. We have 25%. Our 6 stocks contribute 25% or 5.3 trillion to our 21 trillion market cap of the S&P. We're in the worst position now than we were back when the dot-com crash occurred. I'll be back. Show you where the opportunities are next. So think about that.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert. It says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night. You don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grande and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Hi, I'm Phil Grande. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, boydinvestigativegroup.com.
License number A1900020.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Join my gang free for 10 days and get your color-coded chart. And also, if you start making money, please support St. Jude. Help me and support St. Jude Research Hospital. Remember, today, 1 in 3 children still, even though we pretty much whipped leukemia for the kids, they still have spinal cord tumors. They have, bone cancer. There's still a lot of problems, and they need the help. So please, my job is to get you to make money, and then you can send to them directly what you want. But please try to help. Now, let's get back to what I'm seeing happening is the same thing that happened in 2000 when the dot-com crash. There's differences, yes, but there's one thing that isn't different that you got to really realize. Remember, 5 stocks at the end of the day The reason why the dot-com crashed, lack of diversification. You only had Cisco, Intel, Walmart, Microsoft, and GE contributing. They were contributing 18% to the S&P. Without them, the dot-com would have crashed even much earlier. They're holding up. Same thing we got going on today. We got 6 stocks: Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, and Google, contributing 25%. So we're in much worse shape towards our 21 trillion market cap. Now, after the market crashed, the housing market, let's go move up to the housing market now, and financial crash, our owners decided, instead of doing what was right, put us into a recession to get rid of our debt, to clean up everybody's balance sheet, the public, the people, the government, corporations. No, they didn't want to do that. They wanted to create massive inflation because they knew they could get rich a lot quicker if they created massive inflation, because they still had assets. The average guy on Main Street, his assets were gone. 10 million people were losing their homes. They didn't have artwork. They didn't have diamonds. They didn't have different kind of metals and coins, but they did. So they decided, screw Main Street. We control this, the 1/100th of 1%. We control the Federal Reserve. That's why I always talk about the Federal Reserve should be destroyed. So they decided, let's go in and we'll do a stimulus. We'll do quantitative easing. We'll do stock buybacks. And we'll monetize the debt of the government. We'll monetize debt of banks. We'll monetize debt of companies that are failing instead of letting them go down. We'll prop up, not turn around and fix the economy, but prop it up by monetizing debt of banks and corporations. I mean, these banks that should have been out of business, corporations should have been out of business. What they do is print money to get interest rates down to zero, and they go in and they buy their debt, take it off their balance sheet, and they put it on the Fed's balance sheet, and now this company that should be out of business, they got new cash. And they survive. And these guys are buying stock of that company. So here we are now. When it came to February of 2020, this market was ready to correct for the same reason that dot-com was ready to correct. Remember, this has been going on since 2008. The real rally started in our tech stocks in 2013. All this printing of money. So when 2020 came, January, this thing was ready to roll over. But just exactly at the same time, we hit the pandemic. And everybody's saying it's crashed because of the pandemic. No! Sure, that helped. I'm not saying it didn't help. But that wasn't the cause. And no one's going to tell you that on the Fake Business News Network. They don't want you to know that. And they don't want you to know right now, if you're in any of these 6 stocks, you got to know what you're doing. Now, we're in these stocks, but at least our charts will tell us when to add, when not to add. It will give us a heads up. It will give us a warning. It will give us a call to action if any of these stocks are ready to roll over. If you don't believe it, take my chart for 10 days and I'll prove it to you. Then we can position ourselves to short. So what did they do? They knew the QE, the monetization of debt, would cause terrific inflation that would enrich them and kill Main Street. When you don't take money and plow it back into businesses, folks on Main Street don't get raises. Their standard of living goes down, but they don't care because they're getting wealthier. The 1 percentile and the 1/100%, while Main Street's suffering. Our owners, the billionaires, in just the last 12 months, their stock gains increased their wealth by 1.5 trillion. From 2013, their wealth went up 6.2 trillion. While consumers' wealth declined. And consumer debt increased. Auto debt, student debt, credit card. Because they had so low rates, they just go out and get in debt. And it was designed for them to get in debt. They were used. They were a pawn. So they could say, look, the economy's doing great. The economy's doing, while these guys are getting wealthier, wealthier, and wealthier off these tech stocks. Then when the pandemic hit, it was a heyday for them. This was the time to do more stimulus. They could do non-stop stimulus enhancement checks, creating even more inflation so that the top 1% and the 1/100th of 1% could even get more wealthy. Think about what they did. This stimulus isn't to help the people on Main Street because it doesn't work. All it does is create more debt. It destroys Main Street. Jobs is what helps them. Wage increase is what helps them. Not giving them $2.3 trillion CARES Act stimulus. Another $2 trillion American Rescue Plan stimulus. Another $2.1 trillion American Family Plan stimulus. And now another $6 trillion in welfare stimulus. Oh, and $1 trillion, of course, of that is in fixing bridges and roads. Think about what they did. Checks are deposited directly into checking accounts, creating inflation to make them richer. The wealthy, the 1%. $3,200 each to an adult. This was their CARES Act. $3,200 each adult received $3,200. I'm mad. $3,200 in their checking account for COVID-19. Then there was a stimulus tax relief, $900 billion. Then they gave another $1,200 checks to individuals, $2,400 to couples, $500 to each kid. That was the money they were spending. So when they tell you how great the economy's doing, that's where the money came from. What are you, nuts? Then the $2 trillion American Rescue Plan came in after that. That was Biden. Started July 5th, 2021. 35 million families would get a check for $1,400 a month, plus $300 per kid. Are you kidding? And then they got extended unemployment checks on top of their regular $300 check. They got another check from the state, and they got another check from the federal government. $10 billion was sent out if they're to pay their back mortgage payments, their utilities, their association fees. What are you, nuts? Oh, that wasn't the end of that. Then they had another $2.1 trillion stimulus package called the American Family Plan under Biden. $3,600 or $300 a month child tax credit. Then we had another $35 billion PPP. Then we had $350 billion state and local governments got that. And they're not done yet. Another stimulus. The one we're doing right now. $1 trillion for the roads and another, $4 or $5 trillion for free school, free college, free whatever. So you see, this is a great opportunity. Like I told my members, let's keep on, the more they do stimulus, let's just stay with the spiders. Let's stay with the big tech stocks. As long as you can protect yourself. And that's easy, because we know what we're doing. We're going to put trailing stops. And we're ready for when these things crack and break and go down, we'll be making more money as they go down. More when I get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Why pay thousands of dollars for a weekend seminar when for only $39.95 a month, philsgang.com provides all the daily market investing information you need to make profits in the stock market. With over 40 years of investing experience, only Phil Grande and the philsgang.com team provide daily live investing webinars, up-to-the-minute market updates, all the investing educational videos you can imagine. Don't hesitate to learn, invest, and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264.
Thinking about investing in the stock market? Go to philsgang.com, where we have over 50 years experience in trading and investing in the stock market. Phil's Gang teaches you how to make profits in the market with stock chart analysis, up-to-the-minute alerts, and always keeping you informed with professional guidance in long and short-term positions. Go to philsgang.com or call one of our professional staff to answer your questions. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Stop wondering about your financial future and start doing something about it.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at thephilsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Warning: Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60-70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, thephilsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the dot-com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color code technology chart. It tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days. philsgang.com.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grande. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
They might not get it right, but you get it right. And I got to tell you, I'm calling from Tampa, and I've been following you for just about 9 months right now, and you've just done a great job.
Well, all of the tools you put together for us have just given us so much confidence to trade. I really appreciate it.
I want to thank you for the great job you do. I've been in this business for 45 years, and you are the best. So if any people out there don't know that, take it for someone that's over 70 years old, and you're just fantastic.
Right on the money all the time. You are a great teacher. Great show. I really love listening to you.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. Okay, listen. We know what happened. We know what happened to the dot-com crash, and we learned from that because they were dependent on 5 stocks that contribute to 18% of the S&P value or market cap of those companies. We're in worse shape today. We have 6 companies, and we're 25% contribute 25% of our market cap. But let's use this as he's going to put in more and more stimulus. This dope that runs this country is going to do more stimulus. He's a socialist. Or he's not a socialist. Biden's not a socialist. But he goes to that's where the power of the Democrat exists. They want socialism. The Democrats want socialism. And so for him to remain president, be supported, he has to do socialist programs. He's a closet commie, for God's sakes. That's what he's becoming. So what do we do? Let's take advantage of it. Let him do another stimulus. And so the same stocks are going to keep going up. And those same stocks push the S&P 500 up. So what are you doing? All you got to do is get in the S&P that has those 6 stocks. That's it. Honest to God. The other 900, the other 400 and whatever they are, what is it, 494, whatever it is. Why even, you don't have to, you own them all. Why sit there when we got this market that's fixed, it's engineered, and every day the yield starts going down, the tech stocks go up, the next day they push the yield up so they can push up the bank stocks. But what we're noticing today, and it's the same thing happened in the dot-com crash, the yields went up today, but the banks started to collapse. They started to fall apart when they should be going up. I mentioned to you this last week. 2 weeks ago I've been saying this. We're getting to a point that no matter what the yields do, both the banks and the tech stocks could start contracting. Well, if they do, we'll start shorting them. And we'll get a signal from our chart that tells us that. Nobody else has these charts. If you don't believe it, try it for 10 days. So if you go and take a look at even an individual stock, it tells you what to do. For example, listen to this. Listen to this stock right here, this dope brought out. I couldn't believe this today.
Check out media acquisition company Vinco Ventures, ticker BBIG. It is soaring.
BBIG. So someone is going to hear that and jump in and buy it. What are you, nuts? Are you crazy? If you look at it on a chart and you put it on a line chart, not even a candlestick, just put it on a line chart, it's gone straight up from 220 to 813. You say, well, that's fantastic, isn't it? No. My chart turned red. It's telling people that this can come right back down. We'll follow it. We'll follow it. This could come right back from 814, go all the way down halfway, or give it all up. When you have a stock like this, let's see, what is the percentage of that? It went from 320 to 811. So that's about a, what's that, 20%? Something like that? Maybe even 53%. A stock goes up 53% in 3 days, and she's pulling back already. You're going to go buy that stock? A lot of people are. But if you had my color-coded chart and you were a gang member, you wouldn't, because what are you noticing? It's red. It's telling you there's not enough volume to sustain it. See, and it was red going back all the way back to August 9th. And when it ran all the way up to 980, okay, to the high of, $10, it's already pulled back to 810, and it's still red. That's what a chart does. And that's what, when you know what you're doing, what a difference it makes. Okay, so banks. Let's talk about banks. There's two leaders. There's the banks and the tech, and that's where you have to be. Until the day they tell us that COVID is now settling down. The day you hear that, we're going to be in the best airline stocks, and we're following them every day right now for my members, and we're going to be in the best cruise lines, the best casinos, and the best hotels. And we're going to be in the best gold, Look, we're with you every day. Every day we have a portfolio, Phil's Gang portfolio. Just choose one or two stocks from this portfolio, and every day at 2 o'clock, Steve, was the head of our education department, posts our portfolio, each one of our stocks in our portfolio. And he tells you exactly what to do. Here he is talking about Lowe's.
Lowe's. I think we should put on a scout to go short, but we're not going to add unless we can get down to about 201, right? About 201.
And he tells you what to do. There's no guessing. So the market, we're right where we were with the dot-com, but we're in worse shape. And no one's going to be honest with you about that. You're going to hear the same garbage all the time. Buy in the pullback. And you know what the real danger is? When the dot-com stock started to crash, because so many companies were so lousy, they're bringing companies didn't even have a desk or a telephone they were bringing in public. And when all these companies started to fall apart, there was only a handful of good companies holding up the whole S&P. It's the same thing today, but it's worse today. So let's just keep making money. Look, The stock market is linked to financial engineering. The printing of money for massive stimulus to make sure the rich get richer. They get rich on inflation while it kills Main Street. They don't care about you. If they cared about you, they wouldn't be doing QE. If they cared about you, they wouldn't be doing stock buybacks. Because it's that QE and stock buybacks that creates the inflation that makes them wealthy and makes you poor, because every dollar in your wallet, every dollar in your savings account goes down in value. It destroys you. When you go to the shop, just take this last year. Just take gasoline and groceries and basics up 45%, 38 to 45%. Your wages didn't go up 38 to 45%. So what do? They keep on pushing the market up and say, look at the market, look at the market. See how strong we are? Look how great the economy is. Stock market has nothing to do with the economy when it's linked to financial engineering. The economy means production and distribution of goods by these businesses. But the economy, they're not producing anything. I've been to the supermarket 2-3 times over the last 2-3 months trying to get my wife's little dog a little pad for where he goes, does this thing, right? He's housebroken. He goes in this little thing. You put the pad down, you take it, throw it away, put a clean one in. For 3 months, they haven't had the pads. I said to the guy at the store, where's the pads? These are great pads. I love these pads. I guess he thought I was using them. I bragged about them so much. But they are. They're great. Just right size, flip them in, put it in, clean up the mess, throw it out. Nice and clean. Beautiful. Can't get them. Why? Because when you're paying people to stay home $1,400 a month and they get that direct discount, or they get it, when you think about it, when they keep on giving you checks every month and they deposit in your checking account, you're not going to go to work. So why are you're not going to go work and produce anything? What makes this country so strong was what we produce. We don't produce. Production and then distribute those goods. That's what makes us strong, because guess what? When we produce good goods and we keep producing, wages go up. But when you don't produce and our owners say, no, don't produce, we're not going to take that extra $10 million and give you new machinery so you can do a 10 hat or 100 hats instead of a 10 every hour. We're not going to do that. Stay with the old machinery. We're going to take that money and we're going to buy our own stocks back, push the stock market up so the top 1% makes all the money. The guy on Main Street's starving. He needs a stimulus check. Look, join my gang. Whether the market goes up or down, we could care less, because we're just as comfortable. Whether each way it goes, we make money. Please help support St. Jude. Help me.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me to